Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, the ruler of the underworld, and the end of the week is upon us, so it's time that we talk about some manga chapters. And luckily for all of us, this week we actually have quite a few chapters to talk about instead of just the three that have somehow ballooned into a 1 hour long video, but whatever. Let's just hope that more chapters doesn't mean 30 hours long video. But yeah, anyways, let's start off with Shy chapter 135 titled Lady Black. Yes, Shy is finally back after a month-long hiatus, I think, or 2 month-long hiatus. I don't know. I really wish series like these would just have a bit more of a regular schedule release on the translation when it comes to their translations. I mean, I understand that these translators are mostly like fans, more people that have like a lot of free time, so they are just taking all their time out there out of the day to translate these, but I do kind of wish it would be a bit more regular. Again, no shame or anything like that. I respect their work. It's kind of difficult to really know when the new chapter is going to come out, you know? Especially when you have series that are apparently an ongoing series, but haven't had like a chapter update in like years at this point. This might still be apparently ongoing. But yeah, anyways, enough about my issues with translations. Since releases, let's get into the chapters. With where we start this chapter off with Lady Black's new transformation outfit, which is basically a more standard nurse superhero outfit. With the real big standout being the fact that instead of like the robotic legs, it kind of looked like boots to a point you couldn't really tell that she doesn't have legs. Now being more straight up these are artificial legs or robotic legs. I don't know, it's like a weird design where it's kind of like a ski and a robotic leg together type of thing, but regardless, it's Lady Black's new design where she is now gonna be saving the day and all that type of wonderful stuff. And now in that new transformation that she has taken can form in, which surprises Mylong and Stigma. We have Mylong being surprised, while Stigma says, "Oh, do you have no heart?" Because he wants to like manipulate her to become one of his Amarimaru and all that. So he's now talking in a way to guilt trip her out of that form to like, you do you not feel nothing about killing your father? Do you have feel nothing about it? So that's kind of his angle now with Lady Black's new form, but Lady Black is having none of that, as she just responds with, oh yeah, I do feel bad about it, and my sins will never be erased from it, but that doesn't mean that I should just go live in a far off happiness, because at the end of the day, bad memories, good memories, all of them are just are going in the same place in the past. So she just pulls out like a giant syringe cannon and blasts at Stigma, where Steven gets blasted away as Mei Long is able to dodge it in a second. And then after that, Lady Black goes to heal Shy because Shy's actually dying, which would be the reason why Pilsa got her like character development change. So yeah, but anyways, as Lady Black is done healing Shy, and you have a little interaction with Shy where Shy's like, "Oh, sorry about almost dying, you guys," and Lady Black's like, "Stop, stupid! Why do you always have to? How many times do you plan on dying exactly?" So they have like a little interaction like that. It's meant more to like kind of relievate the tension, because in a couple of seconds we have tension again raising as we have Pilsa's dad showing up to like again guilt trip her in a more direct sense, with Sticker saying, "Alright, Lady Black, this is your last chance to get the world of happiness that you wish for," with him showing up and be with your father and all that. As we then have Bill say that she sees her father going towards him, but no longer and Shy wanna stop her, but Stigma creates like the blades to like keep them away. So it's just gonna be Lady Black's decision. So she goes to her father, and she looks like she's about to get manipulated and all, but it seems like she's just kind of thankful to say goodbye to her father, because immediately as she's like going to her hug, she actually realizes she's going to blast Stigma again with her kind of that she has on her prosthetic legs. So yeah, Stigma's plan is essentially completely ruined to manipulate Lady Black. So yeah, as then we go back to the flashback land as we reveal that at some point, I'm guessing it was like one of the days where Lady Black, Pilsey was just alone with her mate, as we have her, and she asks the maid to like help her get to a cliff or something. I'm guessing that's probably like a road that the people that cannot walk can be helped to up or something like that. But regardless, we have Beyonce being on the edge there, and she's looking over it, and she thinks to herself that maybe it'll be best if she just dies because she took away her father, and her father was this doctor who did so much, but so much joy, so much happiness, but so much goodness in the world, and then she killed. And then all she did was be responsible for taking him away, taking away her happiness, taking away her mother's happiness, taking away so much happiness. And all right, I get it that we are supposed to feel like I get the emotion we are supposed to be getting for, and I do understand this decision. Like it's like one of those moments where like you understand the mindset of the person doing it, but is this really the most logical thing in the story, or if this is just like one of those kind of very forced? Because remember, in case anyone has forgotten, the reason why Pilsey's dad died is because in a post-war camp or post-war zone camp, like say that just stopped with its conflict, Pilsey's family went there. Only father had to go there. Pilsey and her mother did not have to. Her mother just thought it would be for the best if they showed Pilsey what their efforts are all meant to be. Went there to help the civilians, not fully aware that there are still bombs that could activate, and it was turned out there was a bomb that was literally like in an eyesight distance. Like I'm talking, looking, you look like right now, everyone here. You go out, just turn around from the screen and look around yourself. That is the basically the distance everything in the this basically the distance with between that camp and the bomb. Like you could see it if you just turn around. That's how close it was. And that bomb, and honestly, it's not even just the sight distance. It's also just the general like running distance. Because remember, her father was like at the camp when he saw it, and he immediately bolted, and the rock was immediately falling down towards that the bomb, and he was able to get it, put himself on top of Bill. So I think he even maybe have pushed her a little back, but regardless, he managed to get to her, put it himself on top of her, and the rock that was I think falling about the same time he started running hit the bomb and it immediately blew up. Because again, I doubt that because that's the only explanation why he would be thinking to just jump on top of her instead of dragging her away from the bomb. That's the reason why Pill say that bomb and all that happened, because no one there thought remove the fucking bomb. Like seriously, I mean, are you even allowed to do that? Like, I mean, when you have like an active bomb still present, do you really put up the camp there? Like, even if it's like the only place that really like environmentally makes the most amount of sense from the distance and all the other consideration has to be when it comes to like camps on these types of areas. Like, would you actively have a bomb so close by with only putting like a little axe on a stone near it? Like, why? Especially since like I don't think no one planned Pilsa being there, but as soon as Pilsa showed up, they should have put someone in charge, or at least not allow her outside of a camp. Like, what is? I really don't understand a lot. Like that part of the backstory is just such a. This is one of the weird things about Japan. Like they have some really nice and nice tragic stories, and they can really do them well. But there's sometimes where you're just like scratching your head, and you're like, okay, is everyone in this universe just a fucking moron? Like that seems to be a real reasonable answer. But anyways, I got what we're supposed to be thinking here. We're supposed to feel empathy toward. We're supposed to feel sorrow for Spilsey because she blames herself for her father's death, and she now wants to kill herself because her life is essentially meaningless. But fortunately for her, Hicks and the current Swedish, I believe, hero of the time, or the predecessor to Black, shows up and basically wants to stop her from committing suicide in her own like flashback mentor kind of way, saying, "Is there really no one that would be happy about that would be happy that wouldn't be in despair if you died right now?" But fortunately for Lady Black, Shamili is proven that wrong. There is people who would care about her because the mate, Maya, the one we've signed in the flashback, shows up there. So no, I don't want you to die. I would feel sad if you died. Am I just some worthless nobody? Doesn't matter. As Bill doesn't really have a response towards that. As Hex is just also, you see, that's one person that would be sad if you died. So yeah, and also again, I feel like if Lady Black did commit, well, Bilsa did commit suicide, Mara would also blame herself for it even more. I mean, she even kind of was starting to realize that I don't want to like shift the blame from her. I don't want to say that Mara is not to be blamed for some aspects. After all, she was the one that thought, "Oh, let's bring a child to a just stopped war zone area was a smart idea." I mean, seriously, did they not get informed? Actually, that's another thing. If you were told, okay, I'm not gonna blame them not knowing be right before they entered. Like, I could imagine them not getting that information, but wouldn't they be informed once they were at the camp? Oh, by the way, there's a mine, there's a bomb very close by to the camp, so just be careful that area specifically. Like, unless if it's there's actual like reason for us to go in that direction. Like that's the closest direction to someone who needs help. Let's we stay away from the area. Would they just tell them that anyway? So their parents would also tell Bill say, "Don't go in that direction. There's a bomb there, and that's very dangerous. So please just stay in stay in this side of the camp. It would be best if you just do that. You know, like I don't. Yeah, I'll get. I don't think I'm ever going to get over this idiotic part of the backstory. Like, really, no one, no one mentioned this. Like, it was so. It was like eyesight distance, people. It looked like it was so close by that you could properly see it, even if you don't have good eyesight. But whatever. After back to the flash. Let's continue with the flashback since it's very close to ending it. We have Haxan, however, well, she does bring up, oh yeah, you see, people will care about you. Well, actually, not. What was my point? Oh yeah. Pilse's mother would also be very sad if she found out that Pilse committed suicide. Like, she just doesn't kind of want to address. She probably blames herself as well. But she will. So, there's definitely people that would feel bad if Pilse died. Especially since, you know, like, the general talking about that. Anyone who heard Pilse's story would definitely feel bad for her. Like, it's not like one of those things where anyone would feel despair over it. But yeah, anyways, then Hickson starts talking the stereotypical flashback after thing where she's like, "Oh, yeah, you committed sins and all, but you gotta, but if you wanna get over them, you have to atone, not just punish yourself for it." And she also mentions that that her father left something. Well, she first praises Pierce's father and then says that he also left a gift for her, and tells Pierce if she wants to see that gift, she has to meet her at the top of the mountain. So this is, I guess, the encouragement that she'll get to try to climb the mountain. You know, they're like how Pierce has like that thing, that kind of love for mountain climbing and all those like words about climbing a mountain is essentially what Bill say is most dedicated to do. So this is kind of like the initial initial boost to make her wanna get that desire to climb the mountain, to get her to give her the birth to enjoy to climb the mountain. Again, I expressed my thoughts about climbing the mountain in the previous chapter, so I'll not get into detail, but I get where the writer is going for with this again. So yeah, anyways, now with Shy's chapter out of the way, it's time that we talk about peakness with 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. View chapter 200, girlfriend party. I would call that peak party, but whatever. We cannot we cannot act as if there's any that 100 girlfriends is definitely not the best manga series ever. But yeah. Anyways, we start this part the off with characters celebrating their 200 chapters and thinking about what they should be doing as for their celebration. After in the 100 chapter mark, I believe there was that wedding dress day and all that. That was supposed to be like a popularity poll where out everyone was going. Every main character got 100% of the votes, so got the same number of votes because they're all peak. But this time we'll be going with a different angle as the power of I don't know. This is supposed to be some I'm not sure this is the same character as Common Sense or not, but regardless, one of that being shows up and says that you girls spending 200 chapter the 200 chapter with just kissing Renta 200 times is too it's too lame. We need to do something actually crazy here, as this being creates a portal for all the girlfriends and Rentaro to get in, so they can go into board games world or whatever the fuck that place is supposed to be, as we get the rules for this board game. And the rules are very simple. Every one of the girlfriends and Rentaro or the captors get to throw the dice once. In that and whatever number that dice leads on, you have to move for that many spaces. Says and and whenever you reach a certain space, that space is going to be the same number as the chapter, and then you're gonna get affected by that chapter in some form of way. The first one is a very basic and a very simple one to understand, but going through all the rules. So yeah, basically everyone throw the die, get to a space, and if you do not get to the 200 at the end of this, as the 5 person throws the dice, then well, you just gotta have a whimper, because all this beautiful artwork, this color page, this celebration is just gonna be nothing's gonna be happy. You just gotta fail. I mean, we don't really have anything crazy to do, which was like kind of reflecting about. Wow, we're just kind of ending up in a boring way. I guess so. So yeah. Anyways, we start this chapter off with to make it very simple. The first chapter is gonna be chill because we're going based on plot convenience. So it's like just random, and whoever will have like the most like interconnected kind of movement and all, and the ones who make them funniest. So Chio is going first because her chapter needs to be chapter 10, because that's the chapter that Kusuri was introduced, and Kusuri is an 18-year-old. So as you might imagine, when we reach the number 10, Chio ends up being aged up to 18 years old. And I mean, all I can say is that Chio definitely has it going on. That's the way I can tell. Like, Chio is not like one of those girlfriends who just looks identical to her mother, like Momiji does and Hakari do. Like, she just, just looks like unnatural, kind of like, yeah, you can see that she's the daughter, but nothing else. Also, this guy like could joke about Chio acting like the big sis now, but whatever. Anyways, after Chio, we then get to Mei, and she throws her die, and she gets 2, which now leads to her going to the zombie attack chapters, as Mei is turned into a kissing zombie, but Mei being Mei, she's actually kind of contradicted here, because May's drugged up instinct on her kiss, but her main instinct is like, must not go outside of his perimeter, must not. So May is just kind of like barely able to move, basically, which causes Rentaro to be like, "Oh no, I have to go. Oh no, be selfish, May. You don't need to hold back." And she goes and kisses her, which kind of ruins the whole point of her running away. So yeah, he's gotta be kissing May for these 3 chapters. That this little arc is gonna be going for, or mini arc, or whatever you call it. So yeah. Anyways, then it's Hahai's turn, as she throws the die and she leads onto her. I'm not sure it's her character introduction or one of the chapters where she's the bad guy, but regardless, she is in. She threw a die and now she's in her villain phase, where she's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna let you 5 times. Five times my daughter, you bastard." As she is with regards to that outfit that she wore when she was introduced and all that. So yeah. As then she also is like a little joke about her reacting to the current situation, where she's like, Wait, he's 31 timing her now? How dare you? Which Agnes will react, how the heck did that even happen? Well, it's a hi, I think reacts, how the heck did you manage to get to 31? Funny enough, she doesn't actually react to being one of them, she just reacts to him 31 timing her. And also, in case you're wondering that completely erased her, like, her infatuation with Rentaro, it didn't. She's still just finding him as cute as before, and she's just like, actually, he is very cute, so I could totally see it why he got ended up with 31 girlfriends. Which her guy just shames her mother the at this. But yeah, anyways, then we get to Aqua throwing the die, and she gets to a body swap chapter as she swaps body with Mai. So Mai's mind, kissing zombie mind, is now in Aqua, which means that I need to go kiss Aqua's body now. With Aqua now being amazed by it, be like, yay! I'm not amazed! So, yeah. And after Aqua, we then get to Nemu, who throws a die and she ends up on a baby chapter, which means we get Baby Maid. And she's as adorable as possible. One of those Aqua type of adorable, which is also like has like a little animal costume with it being a sheep. Because she because of her sleeping thing, and you count sheep to sleep, so everyone's now going to be counting baby Nemus for the rest of their lives. Which, by the way, in case you're wondering, yes, I still reacts to everything. Baby! I didn't say anything. Yeah, I didn't say anything. As Nemo tells her it's not good to restrain herself. As then we have, like, Nemo and Yako trying to be, like, the mother figures to Nemo, or the two taking care of Nemo, because they are, like, going, oh, Nemo, you cute little thing. Oh, look at her. She dozed off. Yeah, babies are such adorable creatures. As then remember Nemo does that but that little like extreme movement when she's asleep, so she starts like moving all over the place, tickling Nemo and Yaku until she eventually like falls off of Yaku, and Renta has to catch her, so he saves her from falling. Yeah. Anyways, then it's Hakai's turn to throw the die. She throws it, and then she goes into I want to say one of the more forgettable chapters because yeah, I think it's a karaoke chapter or something, but where everyone's like very into cuteness. So she first doesn't think there's any much of an effect, but then she sees a cute little baby Nemu in her sheep costume. And she's like, "Oh, what a cute little baby! Oh wow, how cute!" Which causes Kane to burst out laughter, be like, "I guess the apple didn't fall far from the tree." In multiple ways actually, so yeah. Oh, next chapter between you two is gonna be amazing. So yeah, anyways, then it's in Nami's turn, and she throws a die, and she ends up on a Mimi's beautiful chapter where she and the squirrel that's living in her hair end up being beautified. I know this is one of the genres in manga, but I don't want to say it's yaoi. I think it's something else, but like it's like one of those very stylized, very beautiful art styles. Like one of those like you probably saw it in the cover somewhere, where or like something. I know it's a type. I cannot put my finger on what it is, uh what that genre is called, but it's like one of those genres. That's like has a very like stylized, very beautiful type of chapter. So yeah. Anyways, then we have my throwing the die as she falls on the Sundari Lost chapter, which before she gets affected by it, she asks, "Wait a minute, Rentaro, why are you kissing my sister? Damn you, Rentaro!" But then she loses her Tsundariness. And she's like, "Oh, Rentaro, you one of a kind man, can't you please kiss me as well? I want to be participating in this kissing sequence as well." Which then Rentaro's of course says, "Yes, man, come here." As they have a chapter 2 first kiss reference, as we have all three of them kissing themselves the same way as Kane, Hakai, and Rentaro kissed. So yeah, it's a successful day, as well as another Mai kissing Rentaro sequence. So yeah, anyways, then we have Yaku's turn, where she throws her die, and she ends up with a 2, so she goes into Tsuduri Return chapter, or Regain chapter, whatever was titled. So Yaku starts acting like a tsundere, but the way Yaku acts like a tsundere makes her feel more like a cranky old granny or cranky old neighbor than anything else. So people are a bit more like, is it tsundere, or is it just her being cranky? Should we go get grandma some coffee or something? So yeah, Yaku. I'm guessing again, it's like one of those like decisions where it's like, how would Yaku act like a cranky old granny? Because Yaku is usually like a lot more like reserved and serious in most situations and more mature. Like she's like one of those. She's probably like the one that's acting like her age the most of all the characters when you break it down. But yeah. Anyway, so after Yaku, we have Sue's turn where she throws a die and she moves towards it, and then she landed on the day where the naughty when she was being introduced to us, the family, with everyone dressed up in their costumes. So Sue, well, no, she doesn't dress up in a number, but she does turn her physical shape into a 2. So Sue is now just like a straight up 2. In the next chapter, we see that she can't even move, like she needs to be pushed in a direction. So yeah, Sue is not 2 now, which is in my margin brings Sue nothing but joy. It's like, I'm a 2. I became perfect. Oh, I'm so happy. I've been such a good girl this year for Santa gave me this, because this would be come out before. No, not on Christmas Day itself, but like a little before Christmas, so that's probably the reference here. And Sue is overjoyed with happiness. As Aqua is like, well, so he's like, look, Aqua, I'm a 2. And Aqua's like, yay, good for you. So Sue became the supreme being, I guess. But anyways, after Sue's supreme beingness, we then have Tama, and she throws a die, and she falls on the hot pot chapter, as she stops. Well, she goes basically in heat. Like that's literally what they said. Like she's going to a mating season because she's a cat. So great job, you made your cat horny now. Bravo, everyone, bravo. Luckily, Renta was there to calm her down, but yeah, anyways, Sue is now needing some serious backup. So yeah, anyways, after Tama, we then go to Momiji, who falls a die, and she falls onto the chapter where Nano shrunk. So Momiji is now also shrunken, and as you might imagine from Momiji being shrunken, she uses that supreme form of hers now to dive into Hahai's boobs. Like, up, in I go! As she goes in there, as then her guy is a bit shocked. Like, what are you doing? Oh, actually, she's so cute in this tiny form right now. As in, Hakai goes to join in, and she like presses her boobs against Hakai as high as then like, Hakai, this is so undignified. Also, she chose me, not you. She doesn't say that, but that's what she's thinking in her mind. As Mumiji's type of just being squashed by boobs. At this point, you have some of the girlfriends getting the step of reality with them, as they're like, okay, wait, what the heck is going on here again? Like, Momichi's tiny, Tama is in her mating season, then Nemu's a baby, like, our reader's really able to follow up anymore what the heck is going on here. As Rento does his badass protagonist speeches, he's like, yes, the readers will follow this story. After all, they followed us for 200 chapters. This is absolutely nothing towards them. They are comrades that we forged in fires of hell. Literally, it's okay to this. So they will be able to come up, understand this insanity. As they come to look at what's going on, they see like Rento being in the middle of kissing zombie May in Aqua's body, suing a number. Tom on the floor be like, I need a mate. As Momiji is groping her cat boobs. And Chio looking 18 years old. As they're like, I think this is one of those get out of the fire scenarios, not going to further the fire. As we end the chapter on this being a three-parter from what we can see. And the insanity is even getting worse. We are not even halfway through this. 100 girlfriends is peak. We can all agree on that. No don't give me any BS on One Piece. 100 girlfriends is peak. So, anyways, after basically the best chapter of the year. Like, no debate, no argument. The expansion of My Academia fell out the window. Whatever the fuck One Piece is doing right now fell out the window. Oh, wait, is that the argument that have actually been praised this year? Whatever the heck Coliseum is doing fell out the window. 100 Girlfriends is the true peakness of the year. All hail 100 Girlfriends. Anyways, after this, we now have a action series where I guess they are trying to like keep some of the pressure up by having given us action, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. With 4 Knights of the Apocalypse, chapter 174, titled Gawain versus Turret. Well, I would technically call it Gawain versus Salvan, but whatever. Anyways, we start this chapter off with Gawain, with Anne recovering from her injuries as Percival healed, and as Anne is like, "Oh wait, what happened? What's going on?" As Percival explains to her, she got done really dirty by underhanded attack. And yeah, don't worry about Nazian's round because I can tell he probably used the life spell to get informed that Nazian's won his round. So after Nazian's won, Donnie and Nazian's run in, and Donnie's like, "Oh yeah, Nazian's kicked major ass out there." So yeah, and Donnie says, "Oh yeah, I got some payback for you for that underhand technique they used." So yeah, they're very happy, but then Anne's like feeling very apologetic about being the only loser of the group. Which Donnie does more like, wait, what about me? I also lost the fight, but honestly, Donnie, I think it's best to not even count your loss because like it was a comical fight, and the point of that fight was for weapons testing. Like, it's not really a fair thing to put you up again. It's not really a fair fight for you, but I guess it's best to just ignore that fight. So yeah, as then we have Percival comforting Anne, telling her, "No, you were amazing because even when you were getting beaten out, you never left go of your rapier." As we see that the entire time that Anne was getting healed, she was holding on to her rapier, and it's like a cool like shipping moment between Percival and Anne kind of situation. But yeah, anyways, after this, we then cut to Turret and Rufus talking as Turret is berating Rufus for losing the way. Like, how could you, someone who serves Lord Ironside, lose to some punk like that? As Rufus is like, yeah, I lost. I made a mistake, but let's get over it already. As then Gawain shows up and she's like, oh, if you can't tell the difference between fate and a mistake, then how can you expect to win a war? As because before Nazian's round, we had like this little kind of talk with Rufus and Turret and Gawain, and now Gawain is showing up to smack talk Turret because he smack talked her beforehand. So yeah, and now as you can imagine, Turret is now being pissed off and wants to get Gawain for her, insulting the Holy Knights basically, and specifically them. So yeah, as then we get to announcing the rounds. With the next, we'll then now go into round 5 with Gawain versus Turret. As we then have Belcher be like, Gawain, King Arthur's princess. Huh? I heard she's a wild child, but I didn't thought she would be such a wild child that she would want to enter this place and want to participate in this tournament. Actually, was there something else that about her that shouldn't make him come here? I actually can't remember where exactly now. Now I think about it, there's quite a few things in today that have been kind of escaping my mind and missing out. As then the guy who's like the announcer says, "Oh, Lord Bachapa, do you need to perhaps go rest somewhere or something?" As Bachapa's just like, "No, let the matches continue." Now, I think what this is going to go, where we are going here is that Belchapa is going to start getting is I think he's kind of confirmed at this point that there is like something wrong here, but he has no way of finding out exactly what. So I don't know if this means that he's going to after the first rounds of fights, and he's gonna go gain contact with not Wonderwise, Worldane, I think was her name, and see if she can come up and see to dispel stuff, or if he's gonna try to like do something to confirm it himself. because like Bill Trapper seems to be kind of all right. There's someone with interior ability. I know it's something that we've been warned about, but I can't put my fingers on what. I know there's something about Gawain's president that doesn't make sense because of just not just because she's the princess and the wild child, not because she's just the princess, but also something else. I had suspicions that one of the four knights was here, yet I there's proof that for some reason, then like I think it's safe to say that Beltrapa is getting suspicious at this point. He just needs to like get the confirmation. I don't know if this means that the rings that Tristan or someone uses is going to get destroyed during a round. I'm guessing Tristan's would get destroyed because his is literally just tied to him to his hair. So maybe that one or something else, but I think the Trapper is going to do something. At least be prepared. Like, alright, I am totally. I don't know what's wrong, but I know something is wrong. So I'll just keep my hand on my sword just in case if I need to go into a fight. In fact, get a few of our soldiers there here just in case if something is going to happen, just in case. So yeah, I do feel like Bishop is trying to like he may not know exactly who they are, but I think he knows that something is not right. Yeah, anyways, after that, statement, we then have Gawain and Turret starting their fight. As Turret says, usually childs like you, I would just give a bunch of whippings, but you insult the Holy Knight, so you're going to have a lot worse of a punishment, girl. As Gawain is kind of she just casts a giant fireball spell at him and blasts it towards Turret, but Turret is able to prevent it from hitting him, which surprises Gawain a bit until Percival's group comes running as Percival screams, Gawain, the invisible monster that took out Gawain and is also there. It stopped you. As then Gawain's like, oh, I see. As then, actually, there's a bit more of a conflict there because because Turret goes to for a strike, but Gawain just dodges. But then the invisible creature strikes her down to the floor. So yeah, but then Percival's group shows up and they inform of that. So Gawain just puts another like very long spell around her, which at first looks like it didn't work. Like at first it looks like she just depleted her mana reserves. But then Salvan, which is the invisible monster that attacked Anne and Gwen as well, goes to strike her. But unfortunately for him, Gwen just used a spell that makes it like a. Okay, it's kind of like a burial, but it seems to be more like a. The way it kind of works, it seems to be like imagine like if you are protected by a bunch of heat-seeking missiles, you shock at one of the missiles, you touch one of the missiles, and then suddenly you would be like, all those missiles would turn against you and go for you. That's kind of the way they are being set up here. At least that's the way this spell seems to be working at. As these electric spells hit the creatures, and Turret realize, oh shit, nothing, this is not good. Run, Savan, but unfortunately those tracking barriers, so those lightning attacks just hit the invisible creature until it's fried to a crisp. So yeah, and Savan, this giant lizard creature, is basically dead. From this, as Gawain explains, oh, I figure, oh, an invisible creature that's super fire resistant. Now, at first it would be weird, but then if it's a chaos creature, it actually makes a lot of sense. It would be fire resistance, probably ice resistance as well. So I figured electricity would work as the best. So yeah, Gawain is so intelligent when it comes to like magic type of spell. So yeah, as then basically, it's confirmed there's nothing wrong with using Beast because the announcer guy even announces, oh, she took out one of the in Turret's beasts, but that's all that's all that's being mentioned. They don't mention oh, it's not allowed. And Turret even then summons a bunch of creatures as he's like, oh, you may have taken on one, but I have more creatures up my sleeve. As he then explains that he can summon creatures from Rufus's gate, which makes me now think that Rufus has a gate, his chaos gate open, but maybe it's not meant more like metaphorically, or at least that's how they are taming them, because Rufus opens a gate, they come out of the gate, and Tua then tames them. So yeah, So Turret summons like three creatures. I think he summons like one that's looks like a monkey, one that looks like a bat, and I think one that's a rabbit. But I'm not entirely certain. Like he just summons like a bunch of creatures to fight Gawain. Also, something to mention is that we actually have Hauser and Balin talk after Gawain took down Salvan, but that's like just like well, that girl is a really wild child and all that. But it's kind of difficult to really say if that's Lance. This confirms that Balin is just Lancelot or something because it's like a very big term. So it just kind of nice that Balin is finally back in the story after being gone for since the final 16 were announced, basically. So yeah, Turret has a three giant beasts ready to strike at Gawain, and I'm kind of guessing that he's going to lose because every time someone has had like the upper hand at the end of the chapter, they always ended up losing at the end. So yeah, I'm guessing that he's going to lose. Although to be fair, this sounds more a bit equal because Gawain isn't really bothered by it. Like even this chaos creature, she said, like it's the fact that she didn't know there was a chaos creature there that was trouble, not so much that there is a chaos creature that's trouble. After one fantasy series, it's time to we go into another with Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, chapter 175, titled "The Essence of Wicked Prayers." So I guess we're finally going to get a bit more of an explanation on the is Orochian sucks sex from Ferris. So, anyways, we start this chapter off with Racer versus Bird because that's where we last left it off. With the Bird using his black sky magic to basically dominate Racer, to blast him, to hit him, and kind of show off what he's capable of. It's basically just like a giant tornado of magic, but I guess it's not like a straight up just like a bird type of transformation and feathers or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's probably some kind of like feather wing type of spell, anything. But yeah. Then after Racer, we then get to Sorana fighting Daimon, where Sorana gets off of being stepped on by Daimon as Sorana, Diamond then says that she has demonic black magic, so I guess it's not like fire or acid or some kind of magic specifically. It may have more versatility than just that. As Sorana manages, back in the day, I was referred as a member of Orochian 6. I was referred to as an angel. So Diamond's like, so a demon and angel are fighting right now, which I guess this actually doesn't make sense because her name is like just a little bit of a change on the word demon, so it makes sense kind of that these two are fighting each other. Kind of weird. These guys are kind of like such parallels for one another, but yet but I'm assuming they're going to lose these fights. But whatever. Anyway, Swana sends some of her like attacks towards Daimon, but Daimon just pulls out a card that has like a demonic acid magic that she sends towards Sorano, which melts her attack as well as her clothes because women have to be naked in Fairy Tail. So yeah, I do know if Daimon is also gonna get naked at some point, but we have to not learn that later. So yeah. I'm guessing. So some people actually put a lot of parallels between Kana and Sorano because Daimon because she also has like cards here, but I'm guessing there's like more of it than just like simple cards. Again, like it's kind of a weird thing where demonic black magic could be like literally anything. So I don't know if it's like a card specific or just the melt thing is like her main kind of card. She says melt a lot of times, so it's kind of a weird thing. But I don't know. We gotta find out more about it whenever whoever finds the Diamond later because I really doubt that Angel's gonna beat her. Although I guess Angel beating a demon would make the most amount of sense, but I don't know. We'll find out about these fights. Like the way the Marshmallow is handling this arc is very all over the place, honestly. So, anyways, then we have Cobra versus Blade as Cobra is having trouble dodging Blade's attacks as has black slashing magic. So, yeah, he is like slicing it through. Wait, isn't Kiria's magic also supposed to be some kind of like cunning type of magic? I'm not sure if is it or it's just blade magic? Is it cunning or blade? I think there is someone who has no. I might be confusing Kiria with Jack. Well, whatever. Blade is striking at Cobra, and Cobra has a hard time dodging because he usually uses his a mind reading ability to from sounds to be able to dodge and know what the characters are going to be doing. But since Blade doesn't, like, Slashing Magic doesn't have a sound, he can't really dodge it in the same way, leaving him a lot more open because he's not used to fighting opponents like these. So despite like Cobra's best attempt of using his poisons, it's not as effective as it should be. So yeah, and Blade's just able to get a few strikes at him as well, which is just a consistency of having the demons dominating the Orkian members here. Anyways, then we cut to Macbeth versus Zero, as Macbeth is being overwhelmed by Zero's attacks and how this power is way stronger than it was previously. As Zero then starts to mock Macbeth, is this how the power that a former member of the Orkian Six had? Or how disgraceful and all that, as then Macbeth says, "My name is not Midnight," because that's the nickname that she got when she was a part of this organization. Her name is Macbeth. So there's that kind of moment, but then as she's getting kind of overwhelmed and about to be destroyed by Zero, Natsu shows up because I guess Natsu, because Happy is, I guess, really fast or something. I have no idea. This is the thing about time travel. I know the characters are kind of moving in separate directions, so maybe they just got in contact. Oh, I mean, I guess maybe they're just going into contact, but like it feels like Natsu actually flew there, so I don't think he got teleported by the guild has teleported Natsu to that direction, because it makes it by all accounts sound like he just flew there, but with Happy. But then, how does the time work? Like, how did Natsu go from Ignia's castle to Amelie to this place? I mean, I guess he's not at the village where Ignia is. Because he's there. He saw Alderaan rising up again, or on the move again, and saw all of you familiar faces, so he decided to come in there and participate as well. But it's kind of a weird thing. But it's kind of weird to have him be, it's kind of a weird time movement thing, because like it doesn't seem like Lucy is in any direction close, especially since you kind of think Lucy would be like, "Oh, wait a minute, Macphobia. My rest of my comments are in trouble. Come here, we need your help, because you'll be able to, actually damage the Lacrima, because Azra and Grey do not have a way to damage Lacrima, unless if not Lucy went to go help Grey. I mean, that would make more sense to have like the Water Dragon fight with Grey and Ice Mage to defeat Lacrima, destroy Lacrima. But anyways, we're gonna have to wait and see on where characters are going. But regardless, we have not so there. I don't want to say he's gonna beat Zero or not, but he's at least present. So he might go and have a freeway battle with Ferris and Ignia, because like it's very clear that Azra is not gonna be dealing with these two, because like the one thing, they're not even looking at her until she has Red there to fight. So I don't really think she's gonna be dealing with them, but I don't know. We don't have to see what Natsu is going to be doing here. It's kind of crazy to think that we are already kind of like reaching stage with a lot of these like major dragons could already be defeated, despite them like literally just being introduced. But whatever, we're gonna have to wait and see on how this whole thing unfolds. So yeah, anyways, after Fairy Tail, we then get another poetically connected series, because we have One Piece, chapter 1134, titled The All Library. Oh boy, get ready for world building nerds to get a lot of information on the Outbound, because this chapter is already setting up all that. So yeah, anyways, we start this chapter off with Luffy having this very proper thank you for saving Robin's life to Soul, which surprises Straw Hats, but it's actually something that Luffy explains that he did thanking someone has been drilled into him, and when he was a child, which is supposed to be, I think, a reference to like a SPS question, because on that one color page we see Ace and Sabo talking with Shanks. They're like both tipping their hats, and someone asked Oda about this, and he explained to them that what was the name? The one that Aeon theorizes has Shanks' baby. The one that was taking care of Luffy, basically. Not the green-head one. That she drilled into them the etiquette, so that's basically where Luffy is getting this at. So I guess it's supposed to be showing a bit of Luffy's maturity, but being like a respectable man who thanks to the guy who saved me, Robin. Which shows like, oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. As then Saul and Robin are more kind of focused on, well, it seems like you finally found them, Robin. Yes, I finally found my friends, which everyone's again very happy and cheerful. As well as them, oh, please continue protecting Robin if you could. As everyone's like, yes, of course. As they are all kind of being brought to this joyous reunion. So yeah, we have some general banter with characters like, oh, how did you survive all these attacks? It's like, oh, that's because of the fire and all that. As we didn't, there's not really much important information until we get to, well, I don't know if he says it right now, but at some point during this chapter, Solo explains to everyone that that giant, the Albaf is quite different than what he initially assumed to be. So after he saw what Albaf was, he decided to go back to get the books and all that. So yeah, as we then have Lilith showing up to Soul, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Soul, you may not know who I am, but I'm Vegapunk. I'm here. Great to see you again," or something. I guess. So yeah. Actually, no. Vegapunk did say that he met Soul. As Soul's like, "What? You're Vegapunk? I mean, I guess if you say so, but why do you look like a girl?" Because like Vegapunk, and from the day that Soul saw Vegapunk and Lilith, like almost basically the complete opposites. Like if he saw like one of the other three, like one of the Pythagoras, Atlas, or Shock, at least then I feel like he would be, oh, you decided to turn yourself into a robot. I see. But seeing Lilith is like one of those like, why are you like this ago? But Lilith basically explains as a copy that, well, she doesn't say it directly, but she basically, oh, I can make a copy. Oh, don't worry about it. Like there's gonna be multiple of me. As then Jinbei pulls some kind of device out. As Lilith is, as then he's like, oh yeah, where do you want this? As there's like, oh great, this one will help. This device will be great because now I'll be able to clone Vegapunk. So I guess we're also getting rid of Vegapunk stuff. Kind of takes away a few of the moments when you think about how casually we're just revealing that, oh yeah, there's a way to clone Vegapunk. But to be fair, the characters were really like questioning on what exactly is that with Vegapunk. Like, I mean, with the whole, like, he already cut his brain off. So was he even alive at that point, or was that just an empty husk? But anyways, Little Vegapunk is being set up to be coming back, although I kind of question if he's going to come back since, they do reveal that he can come back now. But anyways, as Lilith explained that, we didn't have Bonnie saying, "Oh, hey Lilith, are you also gonna be able to restore my dad?" As Lilith asks, "Sure, I will, kiddo." As he's like, "Oh, I should be able to do it." I mean, he did more than we. I mean, we didn't even expect him to, be able to do everything he did on Albaf. So, well, on what he did on Egghead. So he very likely could do something. So he probably could do something about it him as well. So yeah, we didn't have. So yeah, I guess we are reversing both Vegapunk and Kuma's death. The fact it's directly stared does make me a bit concerned, but again, we have to wait and see on that side of things. Maybe it's gonna be like one of the things where like the equipment required is gonna be damaged, so Liv is gonna have to focus on it, fixing it. Lilith also states that she's planning on staying on the island, which is. Well, again, we have to wait and see on how this exactly all is going to unfold, but regardless, right now it seems to be set up that Lilith is staying on the island, but anyways, after this, we then get to characters talking about the place and how Uso is now in charge of the school and this entire area of school, as well as them revealing that, oh, by the way, now that I can stop pretending to be kids, you can come out now. We are fine now, as we see that that this whole like stage by Soul about not knowing how to, re meet after his meeting with Robin, he essentially revealed that he planned on playing on with the kids and all that. So the kids were supposed to be quiet to make like a very good dramatic moment, because if kids saw it up and said, "Oh no, he's just faking that," so do something about not knowing how to meet up with Robin again or something like that. So Soul is now they're allowed to come out as the characters introduce basically the two main facilities in this little place they're at, where being the school and the library, where we now have the shards splitting up like they do usually, with some students wanting to go to wanting to go to the school, while the other ones want to go to the library. The school ones are more like, oh, we'll be learning about the great warrior culture from the Albaf warriors. So Luffy, Usopp, Zoro, I think, also goes there. I might be forgetting someone. Maybe Chopper? Yeah, I think. No, wait. I think Luffy, Zoro, and Usopp go there because the rest, I think, go to the library to like get a bit more information and stuff like that. Also, it's revealed in this chapter that the Adam tree. There's some new lore about the Adam tree being like, oh, it's not the only Adam tree in the world, but it's also like the main one or the oldest Adam tree. So it's actually able to survive a lot. So I'm not sure how that's going to come into play, but regardless, they reveal this information. So yeah, anyways, we didn't focus on the school group of triads, with them being all excited. Oh, we're gonna learn some great warrior culture from it. But some of the kids start to like kind of attack the triads, be like, you not weak humans, we're gonna beat you and all that. But then some of the girls show up, be like, oh, that's me. We don't like this culture anymore. As that surprises is Usopp being like, wait, you're not doing whole warrior culture, but what about that old culture you guys had previously? Which kids say, oh, that culture, that warrior culture that we had previously is no longer in at this point, so we don't do anymore. Also, can you get off of Base Ripley? As we see that Luffy and Usopp are on top of a female giant named Ripley, who's just kind of casually laying there and be like, yeah, I'm having my breath today. Good, I'm gonna take a bath. A bath. Oh, look at that. Shots here. Alright. And we didn't get like a little fun perspective because Usopp is like Luffy's on top of Ripley's boobs, so he's kind of like, oh, looking her up basically. She's looking at him in her cleavage. So yeah, we get like a little bit of lore explanation here because apparently King Harold, the previous king, was was a lot more progressive in terms of his views. Who thought they should step away from the whole warrior culture and now they should focus on like having connections with other kingdoms, getting resources, and just generally not be as blood hungry as they previously were, which is probably also the reason why a lot of giants are like, guys, Dory, Broggy, I know we come from a time where we were a lot more warrior hungry, but we're kind of moving away from this. Maybe it's best if you two start moving away from it as well. Come on, let's go. Let's go away. Stop it. Don't be ridiculous. So, yeah, we have this kind of reveal that it's not that's a kind of in anymore, which kind of depresses Usopp because he previously thought, oh, well, we were gonna be this warrior culture. You guys were supposed to be the pinnacle of masculinity and all that, and you're not doing it anymore. I mean, are you serious? So Usopp is a bit disappointed about it, but it's fine. There's also now caused some people to theorize like what the heck is going on with this because as we're gonna soon find out with Loki, there's something that doesn't really quite fit because of things later. But anyways, we didn't get explained by another one of the teachers. The one that was basically I think it's said to be Soul's assistant, the one that's been telling him, "Oh no, poor master, Soul has collapsed, it hasn't been moving in a while now." We have her explaining to everyone that the King Harold was a good king, but unfortunately he got killed by his disgraceful son Loki and got his fruit stolen. So yeah, we now have no king, and we are now a little bit of a crisis when it comes to what to do next. But it's not a big thing. We can still, celebrate and do everything normally. So yeah. Anyways, after that, we then cut to the library group as we have characters entering the library. But before they enter the library, we have Soul telling Robin to be careful with the book that she's carrying because that book that she's carrying now, as soon as she enters, the book becomes basically becomes giant. Soul explains that all of the books that he that was saved that he managed to save from the library from the Ohara, or that was saved from the Ohara, have now been able to be transformed into the giant version. So now people are able to, giants now able to read them and get more education and more progression and all that type of stuff. So yeah, and there's also, I mean, there's also where we get like the lore about the Atom Tree, how it's being all around the world, but it's like the main place and all that. So yeah. Anyways, after this little talk in the low building, we then cut to Loki, who is still chained up as he's talking with someone. I'm guessing one of those humans that's been kind of under Loki have brought him like a Dandan Mushi as Loki's talking to someone who he refers to as Shaggy, being like, "Oh, so that's how your last pirate adventure went. Well, make sure to kill everyone next time and all that. Because be careful, things do not go well." As then we got this point of this conversation with this Shaggy guy basically is meant to kind of make us question what the heck is going on. What's like the actual story between Loki and Hyde and Harold's death? Because Loki here is like it's being set up to be a lot nicer than he is acting. It would be with him being like kind of concerned about Harold, but being more embarrassed about it. Like, I'm not concerned. Well, no, I'm not concerned about you, Shaggy. I'm just telling you what's common sense. That's all that's going on here, you fucking doofus. So yeah, this is again like a mystery, and there are some theories that people have that maybe it's not so much that Loki killed Harold as much as it's like one of those things where it's like he came in a wrong and awkward the worst times and couldn't really back up his statements. So yeah, anyways, Loki just we then cut away from this conversation between Loki and Shaggy just to establish it. I think I know who Shaggy is meant to be, or someone who Shaggy is going to be, revealed to be later in the next chapter specifically, but we'll have to wait until we find out it's true or not. But yeah, anyways, after that we then cut to the Giants just like drinking, like they're preparing for the celebration, but right now they just have to drink wine because not to ruin the celebration for the Giants once they return for their little adventures. They'll definitely know. They probably expect that the Giants are gonna have like a little. They're going to have like a little. Take their time there. I mean, the connection between Robin and Soul probably would make them take time, and there's also like just the general exploration of the school and everything else. So yeah, anyways, as the Giants are drinking and celebrating, we did have in a more isolated area, in I think ruin type of area as well. We have two figures teleporting in through the same circles that the ghosts have used. As we have two cloaked individuals, one seemingly just a girl covered in bandages. It seems to be a bit young, but I don't know about her. There are some jokes about her being Oliva or Karina, but that's probably mostly just jokes because we just had Soul come back, and now we are already teasing Kuma and Vegapunk coming back. So and not to mention the satellites also coming back. So you have a girl who's completely covered in bandages. There's a joke to be made that there is actually more that someone else is also being returning, but that's just a joke. But the other individual that is technically more important is the figure who seems to have a very strong resemblance to Shanks. Dong dong dong. Mojo's fear about Shanks having evil twins apparently is very likely to be true. Honestly, I don't really know if that's such a surprising fact at this point. Like, maybe if it was a bit earlier, it would be. But at this point, I think it just kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, I know, like, we at first thought Shanks was just a rat because, let's be honest to ourselves, Shanks is the most. I think I expressed my dislike towards Shanks multiple times. I don't think I have to get into it anymore, but. Like we all kind of thought Shanks that was Shanks, but it seems to just this man purposely made to be a misdirection. Since it seems like this guy is just Shanks' brother, which. So yeah, Shanks' brother and twin has now entered the area. I don't know if this means that we're gonna be revealed that Shanks' brother is the one responsible for King Harold. If there's some connection between the two that we don't know of, if I mean, I don't really know where we are revealing what we are going with all this, but regardless to say, we are having going to have Shanks' evil twin coming into play right now. So yeah, which is kind of funny when you think about it. That we're just that whole scene where we thought, oh, Shanks is snitching on the Yonkos to the Gorosei. Well, in reality, it's just there's a holy knight that resembles Shanks because he's a twin brother. Kinda makes you wonder how he ended up in a treasure chest while Shanks didn't. Well, this brother didn't. But whatever, we are gonna have to wait until I'm assuming a little bit later in the arc to get some of the explanations here because I'm guessing this Shanks, like, here's the thing, Shanks' brother has like a lot of hints towards him in the story, like there's like a silhouette that resembles Shanks, and previously we kind of thought maybe it had been just like a proto design for Garling, but now it's very likely that he was meant to be the one that it's very likely that he was meant to be the person because now he's very likely the leader of the God's Knights because Garling got promoted to the Gorosei. So yeah, not much is like a very clear figure him being like shown as not a silhouetted form. So yeah, we have with Shanks' brother now being involved, and we're gonna see the fight between him and someone else. So yeah. Anyways, this is the end of the One Piece chapter, and now we get to One Punch Man chapter. Alright, we went fantasy to fantasy. The offer at killing characters off against killing characters off, and now into 1-to-1 titles. Or series names. Like, what the? How did I end up with this exactly? Like, do I really have any breaks in between? Oh, I actually don't have any breaks in between. No wonder they're always so connected. I just never realized it before now. Oh, I'm slow. So yeah, anyways, we then go into One Punch Man chapter 211, titled Plan. I don't kind of feels like you're revealing a little too much, but to be fair, we do have a plan at the end of the chapter. So I guess it makes sense. So yeah, anyways, we start this chapter off with where we last left off with the Void talking to his sister and student as Void is questioning what the heck are they talking about. As we have the two of them explain that God's well, they kind of explain God's plan, or at least a goal that he has, and they basically explain is, have you noticed how all of these different ideologies, all these different views, all of these different values, and all those just do nothing but start conflict? Like we just start. There's nothing but chaos and destruction and war and all that. But us ninjas, we always have to step aside and think about it from a objective point of view, from a logistics point of view. That's how we decide who needs to be killed and who cannot be, and who does not get killed, who is right and wrong, or which one would be bad for the world. But with God's power, we would all be able to unify every human with one mindset, with one ideal, with one, mind. So with that perspective, we'll be able to save lives and stop all of these meaningless wars and everything. So come, brother, join us, so we'll be able to bring peace to the world. As their outfits are changing into like civilian outfits, kind of like supposed to show, oh, once this plan works, we'll no longer need to be like ninjas. We no longer have to work in the shadows, do all our sneaky stuff, because at that point it would be pointless since everyone was going to have the same ideologies. Everything's going to be the same. So it's not another one of these types of stories like, let's save the world, humanity, by making everyone be the same. Ironically, I ended the final season of Symphogear a couple of weeks ago, where the main bad guy had a similar plan, or basically the same plan. Funny how some things end up with. Is it actually going to have another season, or is it just going to be like a little promotional thing as an anniversary? Because I think in next season there's going to be like a song with there. Like I think it's like X Bravers or something, but whatever. We'll see if hopefully Symphogear does get another one in the season or something. But anyways, let's not talk about Symphogear right now. Let's go into this chapter, as then we have like that dramatic scene where we have like Void and going to shake the hand of his sister, shaking the hand of God. And I'm not sure if we are going to have this, like, there's some more to this more to this flashback than now, because we we basically find out that he was planning on pretending to be loyal to God to throughout his whole journey. So I don't really know if he would really say no towards it or have some kind of different reaction. But regardless, the idea is basically he shook the hand of God and became a monster. So yeah. Anyways, then we got to the present or outside of their minds or however you want to call it, where we have Blast be like, wait, are these memories? These memories must be Void's memories. I see. So this is what's going on here. So as then we have Void be like, bastard, you knew about Maya! Ah! As then Void goes to attack Blast to kill him for, doing all that. For all that, as then Blast is like, of course I know about Maya. People can't lie around me. She liked, and also your sister liked strong people, but like I do, so yeah. Which doesn't exactly state that Blast and Maya knew of each other. They were just keeping Maya's brother, was it Luna? I think Void Luna is the name. Her name when she, real name Maya was just the name fake name she made up. But regardless, I don't know if this means that Blast and Maya were alright. I think it's time to reveal to your brother that everyone's aware. Like I'm aware you were sent to spy on me, and this is there's more. We're no longer in the we are deceiving era. Let's get over with all this deception kind of thing. But Maya died before that could be revealed, and Blast just didn't feel like it. Revealing at this point didn't know how to reveal his own Void. I knew because they probably both figured that if they revealed that Blast, because Blast probably knew that if he revealed that he knew to her after her death, that he would think, oh, he wanted to die. Void was already suspecting that. Like, wait a minute, did Blast perhaps find out that she was a spy to him, and so he wanted to get rid of her? Even like that's a Void was actually thinking that. It was like, wait a minute, no. Blast isn't that type of man. There's no reason why he would do that. So, oh my god, he actively back his system. But regardless, Blast. So Blast kind of confirms that he knew about all this, but it's not confirmed if Maya and if both of them were aware. Like I could see this be at the end of this fight be revealed. Void. I and Maya both were aware. We just didn't know how to tell you that I know it. Like we gave you, information she gave you was information that I told her directly. Like I wasn't keeping it secret. She didn't need to do any back room doing. I was just like, she was just like, Blast, darling, my brother wants some information. Tell him this information, Shen sweetie. How is Little Blue doing, by the way? Oh, he's doing great. He's doing great. So maybe they just didn't know how to tell him directly and tell, okay, we'll reveal all the information to him now, but then everything, the tragedy happened or something like that. But regardless, it kind of is confirming that's the direction we are going for, exactly going for. But anyways, then Void continues attacking Blast, and Blast also reveals, by the way, you need to kill me now because of your secret, correct? Because I know something that you don't want God finding out about. So Void is like, yeah, you're going to have to die now. As Void continues his strikes, as we then we have the narrator coming in as he reveals Void's secret. And Void's secret is that he was planning to kill God. Like he was just pretending to be God's little pretend follower and doing his bidding. Because in reality, when he had that cube and we're merging, he also, when God was in that state and he was getting freed, he absorbed God's essence, and in that absorption of essence, he also regained his mind, his own will, his individuality. So after being free of that, he realized this. He started planning how to take care of God. So he decided to take care of God by obeying him in terms of making a bunch of by destroying the heroes and getting him a bunch of followers. But once he got a bunch of followers and everyone was kind of gotten rid of, he would then kill himself to spread out that Go energy, that Go presence allowed him to resist the control of God. So they would all, so all of those soldiers, all those minions of God would then get their freedom and be able to go against God to kill God, kill God. So that was basically the Void's plan right now, and Blast's kind of putting that plan in jeopardy because he knows about it. So he'll definitely try to stop him, for one, because he doesn't want Void to die, and for two, the more people know about the plan, the more likely is God will find out. I wouldn't be surprised if God already knows about the plan, but whatever, God, that was Void's plan to how to defeat God, but it's definitely would not have worked if, even if it did come into effect. But that's basically the relations we are getting here for now. And I'm assuming that we're gonna probably review anything else later. Like maybe God is gonna, like, after Blast deals with the Void, God's gonna take over Void. Be like, he knew about this plan. He just left them to his devices for now because it was not going to have worked because of this reason. So he then takes over Void, but then Saitama shows up and easily knocks God possessing Void down, and they're able to like free Void. And Blast also has like a dramatic moment where he feels like he and Maya just did not to inform you of the fact that I'm aware of everything that's going on. But anyways, that's the end of the chapter. Then we get to the final chapter of the week with chapter 202. Well, not 202, 22. It's a weird having series that have like only they have barely double-digit number chapters, but then you have series that have like over 100 over 200 chapters. But anyways, we had versus chapter 22 titled People. So we basically get a lot of like, this one's more like giving us more of a intersection of the cultures and the people's behaviors and all that, as well as a lot of like lawless lore. So we start this chapter off with Heide, the main girl from the Neo Tower world, the one that's like the girl with bandages who has a broken, well, presumably a broken arm, and is probably like one of the most suspicious characters amongst the human side. Like, seriously, I swear this girl has like way too many suspicious things about her, and she's like collecting, I guess, some stuff that was probably told for them to collect to get them. They can use like some boards or something. I'm guessing for fires at night or something. And she's like collecting all these as Zybe shows up because he's finally recovered from his injuries and all that. As he comes to hide and ask her, "Oh, hey, I was looking for those two that helped save my life back then. So do you perhaps know where they are? I want to thank them properly." As Heide just turns to them and tells Zybe, "Oh, yeah, they left the camp. I saw them off a little while ago." And so I was like, what? Why? I was just told they were at a different floor. Yes, you see, they start getting the effects, and we get like a little flashback where we have the two of them. It seems like Heidi just spotted them as they were leaving the campsite, where two of them telling her, "Oh yeah, the itchiness that we were warned about as the symptoms have started to take effect, so we decided to move away from the camp while we still have our minds, and hopefully we might be able to take on a few of the lawless as well." So yeah, and they also explain some of the feelings they're getting, like their desire to kill everything and everyone. Yeah, this is very nasty and all that. So we don't want to be a burden, so we'll just get out here right now because, like, let's be, there's probably gonna be some who are gonna be very hesitant to with the prospect of killing us. So it's best that we just don't get involved. As they're like, they just go and Heidi explains that to them. As Zybe is kind of depressed because he wants to thank them, but he can't even thank them because of him, because of the parasite they got into their systems. And unlike him, who has some magic resistance, and they could risk it with him. Essentially, when it comes to removing the virus, risking them with the humans from Neo Tower is unlikely because they have no magic in their world and their bodies are already broken beyond already extremely damaged. I mean, just look at how they are all completely bandaged up constantly. So, them blasting them with a bunch of different types of poisons and spells is just going to kill them more so than anything else. So, yeah, it's essentially hopeless. But Hayden tries to comfort, let's call it, Zybe, as she tells him, "Do not worry. Us neo-humans don't have the same fear of death as the rest. We kind of welcome it at this point. The sheer fact that they are able to die while helping other humans is probably more than any of us even hope to have ever done. So just accept that and let's just move on. Which Zybe does understand. Like he understands it from like a logistical, statistical point of view, because that's the thing about Zybe. He might be like the childhood brother, friend, comedy relief sometimes, but he's also like a very tactical guy. Like if Zybe, if we were to assign ranks to everyone in this, in amongst the final humanity, he would definitely be the second in command, second in command of the whole operation. Remember, he only gave the guy from the Machina world the rank because his rank made more sense to be the one in charge of meetings, because the guy's an actual general while he's just a high-ranking mage. So yeah, Zabi does understand it, but he's a little displeased about it. Anyways, we then cut to the some of the recurring girls that we've seen from other worlds. The little sister, the douchebag from the monster for the kaiju world, the paladin woman, the Yuri bait from the Parasite world, and the fake space, not 80s space fantasy world, are kind of reacting to the girl from the monstrous woods place, as they are revealed that she bought like a bunch of different insects and food and bears and stuff from that world, from that forest. Well, from the outside of the forest, as she shows them everything to eat, as they're like not really hesitant about eating it, being like, you go first. Oh no, we are raised not to have such extravagance for food. Our world does not really like to eat stuff that can contain the parasites. We still have some science fiction food, so we don't need to eat. Since they don't want to like say no to it because they understand the situation, all but they don't want to eat it. Within Kyla and some of the worlds that don't really care that much or not really that focused on this guy supposed to show some of the changes in some of the cultural differences. That's another thing about this world. This chapter, there's a lot of like cultural differences. As we have Kyla saying, I don't understand why you don't want to eat that. This is good protein. In our world, we barely had any protein at all. So you're getting stuff like this like a treat for us. As we have like Kyla and a bunch of her men, kind of showing how muscular they all are here compared to the rest. As then we get some of the humans from the giant world showing up as they are like, oh, not as a bit harder than the lizards that we used to eat in our world, but still good meat. And then we get someone from the Neo Tower world being like, we usually only get scraps that the Neo humans threw at us as food. So eating something that's not rotten is such a pleasure. So the guys from a world where the standard is so low in terms of what they are eating that this is essentially like a treat to them. As then they also be told not to be picky about their food, which let's be honest, a lot of us would still be picky about our food if we got in this situation. But fortunately for all the women and anyone who would be kind of hesitant to eating this food, someone from the Neo Tower, from the Kaiju world shows up and he's like, his hobby was cooking essentially. He's like, grabs this food and is able to like cook it in a way where it'll be like proper meals, which then is more appealing to the girls, and now they are all starting to eat their food with they'll be like, oh my god, this is so good, with the thick one from the science fiction world being like, oh, I will have doubles, triples, or quadruples. So they're very all happy, excited about this because again, like they're saying that it was because of all our reasons, but or has it because of other things, but they're actually very happy about eating good food. So yeah, I guess it's also supposed to show us how everyone's gonna kind of be helping and all that type of stuff. Like how previously they were able to use the people from the culture world, so like more nerdy cultures to be able to use. Basically, while people from the culture world don't have any combat capabilities, unlike some from our worlds, they do have like the most basic way of knowing how to survive in these types of worlds, because the rest of the worlds, they don't even fucking know. Like, we'll learn soon how devoid of anything of actual protein and meat the people from the Neo from the Machina world will be. So let's just say that everyone can help each other in this instance, which then leads to the little monster girl, as the little girl from the forest realm, seeing how she was able to cook food to such a least degree, which caused her to go back, and she picks up a giant that rat, and she shows that, oh, this thing was buried. I saw this thing buried, so I dug it up and brought it here. Do you think you can make this thing delicious as well? As the guy's like, assuming it's not rotten. But then the guy who is like the main guy from the kaiju world is like, wait a minute, said you found this giant rat buried? Wait, send it back. As then we see the reason why he was so panicked about it is because one of the brown bears from the kaiju world has actually been the one that was burying this giant rat, because apparently bears in the kaiju world like to bury their food or something they're gonna eat later. So the guy figured, oh, if we the rat, this bear will come and cause us trouble. I'm guessing this bear is a bit bigger than the old standard brown bear, because I don't really know why a brown bear would be the thing that would scare every one of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure those guys from the giant world are like double the size of regular bears at this point. So I don't really see a reason for them to be scared of them, but regardless, he basically is the guy's idea to throw away the bear. As then we cut away from this like more normal helping with these mixed cultures to a more combative helping, as we get to the sci-fi guys and the machina guys having a battery, a way to store powering up the machina guys weaponry, with them using some kind of sun-absorbing plates to absorb the sun and powering the systems, with the help of the giants, basically holding everything heavy and arranging everything, since their strength is compared to having machinery, because they're very useful in that sense. Which the giants are like kind of just confused, being like, is this really so impressive? I think you guys just need to work physically more. Do more lift training. So yeah, as then we anyways have the we basically have them regain their weapons. So if the lawless show up again, they'll be prepared for them this time and will not have to just rely on a bluff. Which they do not mention that after their initial encounter for 7 days, there hasn't been any issue with the lawless or anything that would really cause trouble, or there hasn't been like really any conflict. I'm guessing they're mostly keeping them to themselves. Like there isn't really a reason they will cause each other's paths. Which we then have Zabi also coming and joining there in their conversations. Let's be honest, so these three are kind of like the main and sort of like, it's mean to say these are the main three, because the giantess lady is also like in these meetings and kind of the one in charge of the whole thing. And from what we've seen, she is the one in charge of the giants. But I don't know, like it feels weird to include her, because she herself admits she can't really help much when it comes to technology and that other stuff. So it's like she actually admits that they're very simplistic when it comes to their nature. But regardless, the they are just discussing what they could do about the lawless humans, and how they should deal with them. And they again kind of throw out the idea that maybe they should be trying to get in contact and trying to cooperate with each other, because again they are humans. But then Eagle, the little girl that's I guess been chosen to be the main one for the lawless world to represent it, shows up and she tells them all, "You guys are naive. Do you have any idea how? Tell me." And she brings up, "Do you have any idea how? You don't know how this world ended up this way just because our only threats are humans, because the natural evil of humanity is so great that it can break whatever the good humanity there was. Every good human was destroyed. Well, every good system was destroyed by the other evils, and we can't really trust them, because they'll just stab us in the back and they'll cause chaos, trouble." With then the characters not saying that they should at least try, and it's not 100%. I also feel like there's some other information that Eagle is just forgetting to inform them because she doesn't think that that's new information to them. Something like I could easily see there's gonna be like a joke about or a moment where guys are like, "Wait, why are these normal humans able to do these weird blood powers?" It's like, wait, what? What's so weird about these blood powers? These are pretty normal stuff. Wait, aren't you? No, they're not. None of us can do that. Wait, you guys, when you're pure evil, you cannot do super stuff. Ah, they knew that. So I could see something like that happening, but we right now don't have any evidence to suggest that, except for the main guy of the law of the nearest lawless group, kind of being underwhelming when it comes to compared to the other ones. So yeah, anyways, we then have her explain that your naivety will be your undoing, as then she pulls out a knife around on Zybe's neck, and she's like, "You see how easy you guys are to manipulate." As he's like, "Oh, you guys haven't even noticed that you had lawless living amongst you. Half of this group is consists of the lawless humans." Which then makes the general and the sci-fi guy both panic. Wait, what? Wait, what? You were one of the lawless this whole time? All right, you can't really tell the difference because you're all so shabby looking. Okay. Oh no. And then they're like, oh wait a minute. She's at 50%, right? There's not that many people who are dressed like lawless here. So that means that some of these must have been dressing themselves up like people from the other world so they could fit in. As then we have revealed that the girl was actually just pulling their leg as she like puts the knife in on Zabi, but then she like goes full on with it, and it's revealed it's like a rubber knife, a little toy that's being played at. That she says, "You guys were so easy to convince. This is just a toy that I got from some of the kids from the kaiju world. Kaiju world. You see, it's the rubber. I said I'm playing with it and decided to grab it to get it so I could show you how easy you are to manipulate and how easy you'll be to convince to be tricked by the lawless humans." As the general and Sachi were starting to berate her for this. This is no joke. There's not time for these kind of pranks and all that. Do you have any idea how says it would be if we could if how says this could whole situation be and all that? As Zybe's like, no, 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 the girl was right. We cannot underestimate our natural enemies. They destroy the world. They destroy their world. We should take them as much of a threat as we should. But Zybe does say that he still does think that he can reason with them, even if they should keep their ears out for in case if they try to betray them. So yeah, I'm again like they're talking about alliance with natural enemies and humanity is kind of a thing where it's like it's being told the wrong way, but who's gonna ally with who exactly? You know, it's kind of funny how this is kind of similar to how in Rat Falcon's Deviant is like a little comic. I think I've mentioned it beforehand, but there's like but in one of the season 3 stories, it's about I guess the main family getting introduced to being introduced to different versions of their or different versions of each other. Well, the daughters, namely, and it's revealed that one girl comes from a world that's been normal, then turned into a hellscape, and then when hellscape was finally coming down, the remaining humans and the remaining monsters were able to live together. So it's kind of like one of those things here where I could see like everything getting destroyed to a point that the only way for anyone to survive humanity, natural enemies, and everyone would just be to basically work together and all that. Which is actually kind of interesting now that this is directly the reason why not lawless are being considered a threat. You know, like at the beginning of the story, we kind of were throwing out the idea like, okay, what is the natural enemy? And then we always kind of thought the natural enemy is, oh, it's probably meant to be something like, oh, humans themselves, so the greatest natural enemy is humanity, or something like that signs. But the fact that the lawless are actively meant to be representatives of that ideology or in that kind of natural enemy, it's kind of feels it's not supposed to be them at least, but it's up, but still too early to tell exactly where we are going with this. Maybe like the lawless potential is gonna be revealed to be like the greatest dangers of the world and all that. So yeah. Anyways, after this little conversation, we have Igle's dog showing up, as they kind of thought it was gonna be a conflict, but Eagle just tells them, "Oh no, I was just pulling their leg," which then causes the general guy to be like, I understand emergency rations and all that, but how long are you planning on keeping that dog alive for exactly? My man! As Eagle tells him that, oh, this dog is my family, I'm not gonna eat my family. As the general doesn't understand what she means about it, he just means, it must be a difference in culture, because food probably wasn't as much of an issue in their world as it is in the Machina world, because in the Machina world, it probably was just one of those things where it's like, there was food itself became less and less possible to get your hands on because of the machines. But in the lawless world, it's more like, oh, you gotta have hard time sneaking around to find food. It sounds like food itself being unavailable. So yeah. Anyways, we didn't cut to the wall that the humanity has like set up for their safety, where they have like a couple of soldiers and a couple of mages set up in case if they see the lawless, as they spot that a lawless truck is being driven around. As we see two like I kind of want to say they're like I don't really know how to call this, what rank I could describe it, like two group leaders called Drake and Gisangi, some well-renowned brothers or something, driving a truck as with someone named Gaunt being their like whipping boy, as they're like talking about, oh, that magic sounds really cool. Oh, once I get my hands on that magic, I'll be able to do so much stuff. I'll be able to do that. Boom, and then we'll be able to take over from our stupid boss and that stupid Gory. Yeah, it's gonna be so, and then we'll be in charge. Oh yeah, hey God, what do you think magic is? What do you think it would do? As God's like just driving nervous, like, oh yeah, I don't know I have no idea, Master Greek. I think it would be cool having magic. Jack, oh, and then there's like a little joke around me. Oh, so what does swoosh mean? As then one of them just hits God on the head and is like, how am I supposed to know that? I don't know magic either. I know when I get my hands on it, I want to use it. That, as then there's like the two of them are mocking God, be like, even if you had magic, it would be useless because you're that pathetic. As Gaunt is like, oh yeah, sorry, my apologies, sir. But in reality, Gaunt is like in his mind, like, damn you two fucking morons. Even if I had magic, I wouldn't reveal it to you two. You two idiots! Oh, just you wait. Once I get power, I'll be able to escape this house of life and then create a paradise for myself! You bastard, just you wait! So as the lawless group is kind of just driving along, they get shot by the humanity as they're like, lawless humans! We do not wish to engage with you, but if you approach us any closer, we will. So please, leave this place now. That's an order. That's an order. As the two leaders from the lawless are, oh, this is where those human bastards are with their magic and all that type of stuff. Well, it seems like a good time to test out our new toys. And as we revealed in here, the new toys they're referring to is actually a pair of giants they captured and got under their mind control thanks to the Machina World's technology, because apparently the Machina World has like some kind of cyberification type of technology. As the lawless go on these giants or titans to take rid of them, as they start having them attack the border and destroying the walls and everything, and they are also trying to scream and go to inform the rest of their men to come out of their trucks to help, and they're taking over and they are just causing chaos. As then we have the humanity react to that attack and want to go to deal with lawless causing problems and all that. As then we see them, oh wait, what's going on? As Kyla is coming up with Zabi, she's like, wait a minute, Zabi, that technology those two are using to ride those giants, that technology is the one that the Machina World is using. As then we have Zabi like, wait a minute, you thought us the lawless are using other natural enemies for their own gain? So another, I guess this is again supposed to show us kind of a danger from the lawless, because one of the giants in the last chapter basically only ended up killing the only person that could help them with them being lost. Here we have the lawless actually using every single piece of information and equip and not all natural enemies for the game. They captured two giants and they got technology from the machine world to brainwash people, so they're gonna put this technology on the giants to take control of them so they could cause chaos and cause more trouble. I also said the fact they managed to capture the two giants as well as capture technology from the machine world kind of proves they have a lot something more powerful than just guns, weapons, swords, and all that type of stuff. But again, we are not going to have to wait until next month to see what that equipment is. So yeah. Anyways, as Greek and Gisangi are causing like rampage, they're like, "Oh my God, these things are great! If only that boss of ours did not have that cursed. If only that boss of ours didn't have the ways to shut them down, meaning we could take over this whole fucking group." I question because how they managed to capture these two titans if they didn't have a way to deal with them, but whatever. The guy's like, anyways, we have to worry about how to get these babies under our control completely without needing to worry about the boss shutting it down later. Let's just cause rampage. But then one of them, the twins, one of the boss now says the women's in the back, and he uses like a scope. And he's like, wait a minute, that woman there is thick as all hell. That woman there bandaged up is all hell as hell. That child there looks breathable, young enough to make a lot of children. Oh yeah, let's you. And then I mean they also mentioned about I mean there's also that panel, the military bitch from the past world, but they're like, oh wait, oh yeah, let's go get them. We'll have our fun. But then the other boy's like, wait, we'll have our fun later. Let's first destroy them all, and then and get magic from find out a way to get magic from them, and then let's get our pleasure. Because they're very like animalistic, very craving. Because like remember they're supposed to be like it's not said directly right now, but it seems very likely that there's a Saturday Sync reference to the Lawless, or AKA they are very lustful as well. So yeah, they are now causing rampage, but then Zybe thinks about what they should do because like they have to deal with two giants, and I mean from what we've seen, there's really no way they can deal with giants themselves for right now. I mean maybe there's gonna be some kind of revolt. I'm looking at you, Heidi. Oh, Heidi or is it Heidi? Oh, well, I'm looking at Bun's wrapped up girl. There is something suspicious about her, but I don't know what. So they don't know how to deal with them. So you have to deal with them, but they don't know how to right now. So Zabi then just tries to like do a quick, easy solution. Be like, wait. Let's make a deal, Lawless. I'm a mage. See, I can fly, which is something they directly said previous in the chapter, like what they would do with their magic. I can fly. So if you guys take me to your leader, we will surrender. I will go with you guys and be taken by you to your leader in a and we will cooperate. Just please leave our village and anything alone. I will answer all of your questions and help you get your magic and all that. Just let anyone else go, which the two brothers agreed to. Zombie's like, don't worry, I have a plan. Fine, but you come here first. So Zybe goes, which some of the members like, wait, Zybe, is this really the best idea? But Zybe's like, oh, the guy from the kaiju world's like, no way. Zybe has a plan because it's revealed that Zybe, that parasite that was in Zybe and they got all of Zybe's body. It's revealed that they still have that parasite in those boxes, and Zybe has been carrying it around himself. And he's like, don't worry, if the negotiation with the lawyers goes south, he'll have that parasite to use against them. Since that's something I thought of using it against the lawyers, and maybe against natural enemies, just using that parasite since it seems like it could affect almost every single being. So we just give this power. So we send this parasite inside of the lawless. Then eventually they'll just be taken over by it, and either be severely wounded to a point they will not be able to be a threat to us, or just be completely taken over by the parasite. It's kind of a parasitical bomb in a sense, as he explains that. But then his sister shows up and tells him, "Oh, just don't act all cool and cocky. You may have come." Like, you're not the one who's actually in danger of using that plan and possibly dying from it. As the guy's like, I didn't tell him to use it. I just told him we could do something with that parasite. So yeah, anyway, Zybe then goes to the lawless. It's like, hopefully I really hope we don't need to use them because it will be better if we all work together and cooperate. As Zybe goes with them, and Gisela or Eagle is looking at him and be like, "You guys are still too naive. Against the lawless, you have to use everything under every single trick you have under your sleeves. No half-high attempts." As then we get a bit more lore building. I'm guessing this is the things that Eagle told Eagle or the old man or someone told Zybe at some point. Is there like the way that the laws are set up is there are 7 organizations, the 7 evils as we call them. 7 reference, of course, but we don't know how this is going to come back into play. And from in the nearest one that's in our direction, or the one that's Gore is in charge of, probably the reason why they are know of, is Kyokai. This is the group that's being here. That's the one that Gore is the second command of, or at least one of the highest ranking members of. So when you so yeah, their evils are corruption in their heart is some of the greatest corruptions you could possibly see, and they've basically conquered the whole place, and they've been ruling everything and everyone. As then we move into the main kind of facility, which is just kind of like your standard Mad Max kind of this desolated place full with Mad Max characters walking around, as Abe is being tied up and being taken to the leader of Kyokai, aka Rinri. As we have Zybe and the twins or the brothers entering, as Gore shows up and congratulates it to job well done. Rinri will give you rewards for your well done when your well achieved victory. As we see that Rinri is some emo looking skinny dude with who just wears a jacket on him with a weird eye thing where he bleeds from one eye. Some people say this might be the effect of a parasite or maybe some kind of blood power, but whatever it is, it's very clear that Rinri has something up himself that it makes him really dangerous, but we don't know what because I'm guessing it's gonna be revealed in the next chapter if the Lawless have some special powers or if it's just like the characters always kind of use just the evil. Like they don't really go into details like how are they causing trouble, like how are they attacking, like what makes the lawless guns more dangerous than the rest of the known population of humanity's guns. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be revealed, and I can always see a comical expression from Zaibi like, this guy can manipulate blood, and he decided, and no one mentioned this. Why did they have to just refer to like the vagueness of evil? Do they not understand the difference between vaguely referring to someone as evil and just saying, and someone manipulating blood for crying out loud, people? So I'm guessing we're gonna finally get a bit more of like reveals about what makes the lawless so dangerous and what makes them able to like defeat titans. Because remember, from what we've seen, regular titans cannot be dealt with by humanity. Like the two special soldiers guys from the machine world got crushed. The guy from the Titan world with the boost of the Titan hearts cannot beat one giant or one Titan. Which is another example. Which is not the space laser from the sci-fi world could not defeat a giant. I don't even think it impressed them. I think it kind of make them amused if anything else. So how did, if all of those technologies, all of that couldn't do shit to giants, how did a bunch of punks with guns, with chains, whips, swords, axes, or whatever Mad Max weapon they have been using manage to capture 2 giants and then able to imply the technology from the Machina world? How did they even manage to get technology from the Machina world? I mean, it's like there's a clear power, like there's something that's very clear not working here, which the only explanation is that there are lawless who are so evil that they're able to manifest superpowers or something like that. But anyways, that's a question needs to be answered in the next chapter, or at least pretty soon. It's going to be answered pretty soon. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope you leave your thoughts on these chapters in the comments below. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on any series that you've read in comments below as well. And with that said, leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you motos next time. Goodbye.